Good morning. First and foremost, I need to express publicly my deepest sympathies for the family of the loved ones of Mr. Freddie Gray. I had the opportunity to meet with Mr. Gray's family to discuss some of the details of the case and the procedural steps going forward. I assured his family that no one is above the law and that I would pursue justice on their behalf. To the thousands of city residents, community organizers, faith leaders, and political leaders that chose to march peacefully throughout Baltimore, I commend your courage to stand for justice.
Screen, they're seeing the police commissioner of the Baltimore Police Department. He is with fellow officers as they take to the streets. There are arrests going on. There has been a great deal of violence against police officers today that we've seen. It appeared with high school students. That's what we're told anyway from those in the streets of Baltimore reporting for us, Miguel Marquez and Athena Jones. The high school students, it appeared, were the ones throwing rocks and bricks and sticks and other objects at police. And then the riot, protest, violent demonstration went on from there with a police car violently attacked. We're told by the spokesperson for the Baltimore Police that 7 officers are injured, including one who is unresponsive, others with broken bones. We appear to be watching the looting of a CVS on the right side of your screen. It is a day of violence in Baltimore, not the first one in the wake of the death of Freddie Gray. Saturday night, Sunday morning also brought some violence to the streets.
Let me begin by emphasizing that the decision to settle the civil claims is completely unrelated to the criminal case the 6 officers currently face. The city's decision to settle the civil case should not be interpreted as passing any judgment on guilt or innocence of the officers. This settlement is about making the right fiscal decision for the city of Baltimore. Like every other proposed settlement of a civil claim, we must weigh the potential financial costs of defending the lawsuit in court and the potential exposure to the citizens of Baltimore if we are unsuccessful in court. And for that matter, if we are successful in court. In this case, faced with the prospect of significant legal expenses involved in an extended federal lawsuit, as well as the potential liability that could come with an unfavorable jury verdict, our city's attorneys came to the conclusion that the $6.4 million settlement is in the best interest of protecting taxpayers.
This from Minnesota. Watch.
Blanket, fry like bacon, pigs in a 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 blanket.
This group marching at the state fair, chanting horrific things. Pigs in a blanket, fry them like bacon, they're saying.
Casey several years ago in Ferguson and Baltimore, now drawing praise from President Obama. Praise. The president thanking the leaders of the Black Lives Matter movement, thanking them for their efforts.
We've also got some young people here who are making history as we speak, led many of the protests that took place there and shined a light on the injustice that was happening. People like DeRay Kesson, who's done some outstanding work mobilizing in Baltimore around these issues.
Leaders from that movement were honored guests at the White House in honor of Black History Month.
Media narratives are having a tougher time these days, so it seems anyway. But don't make the mistake of confusing weakness with defeat. They're far from being defeated. And the horrible, irresponsible coverage of the Michael Brown shooting and the absolute lie of hands up, don't shoot, which led to the burning of a city twice and 2 cops getting shot, and an elderly gentleman being beaten with his own oxygen tank, All are perfect examples of this. MRC TV has a new video that they're launching first right here on this program, cataloging what happened in case one of your Facebook friends is still repeating those debunked mantras. Watch this.
After 7 months of investigations and protests, it turns out that hands up, don't shoot apparently never happened.
No, but it was convenient.
I recognize that the findings in our report may leave some to wonder how the department's findings can differ so sharply from some of the initial, widely reported accounts, yet it remains not only valid, but essential to question how such a strong alternative version of events was able to take hold so swiftly.
Outrage in Ferguson, Missouri after police shot and killed an unarmed teenager Saturday afternoon.
Hands up, don't shoot.
You know that our hearts,
Black Lives Matter.
Hands up, don't shoot.
Are out there marching with them.
His hands were up.
The execution of Michael Brown.
Very public body of evidence.
When he turned and faced him and put his hands up.
Putting their hands up, don't shoot.
Where are all the white people who reach for guns? Hands up.
Amounts to an execution.
Hands up.
No justice, no peace.
Michael Brown was executed.
It looks like they might have killed another unarmed black teen. Don't shoot.
Michael Brown was shot and murdered. Let people peacefully protest the murder.
What seems to me to be a cold-blooded murder.
Don't shoot! Hands up! Don't shoot! Hands up! Don't shoot!
Murder.
They were never after the truth.
Obama.
You got Obama phone?
Yes, everybody in Cleveland, low minority, got Obama phone. Keep Obama in president, you know. He gave us a phone.
He gave you a phone.
Do more.
How did he give you a phone?
You sign up if you on food stamps, you on Social Security, you got low income, you disability.
Years ago, I was so inspired to know that my nephew, a young black child, could grow up knowing his dreams could be realized by witnessing a black president in office. And now, we have the opportunity to create more change. I want my daughter to grow up seeing a woman lead our country. And know that her possibilities are limitless. We have to think about the future of our daughters, our sons, and vote for someone who cares for them as much as we do. And that is why I'm with her.
And this other guy, I don't have any ill will towards him, but his conversation is divisive, and that's not an evolved soul to me, so he cannot be my president. He cannot be our president. Once you divide us, you weaken us. We're stronger together. Once you divide us, you weaken us. We are stronger together. And without further ado, I would like to introduce to you the next president of the United States, Ms. Hillary Clinton.
This was many things. This was a rebellion against the elites. True, it was a complete reinvention of politics and polls, it's true. But it was also something else. We've talked about race. I mean, we've talked about everything but race tonight. We've talked about income. We've talked about class. We've talked about region. We haven't talked about race. This was a white lash. This was a white lash against a changing country. It was a white lash against a black president in part. And that's the part where the pain comes.
The reality is that these racist, xenophobic views are one of the most consistent opinions that this president has.
Well, Don, it's not about race, as you like to make it, because that's easy and lazy. It's about economics. My comment back to Maria is your children are going to have a much better economic future and a better chance for a good job than they would have had under another president. Now, you called on me, so let me finish. Truer words, minus
you know what, John Fredericks?
Have never been said
John
in the Oval Office.
John, until that last comment,
I'm
going to cut you off. Can we please cut him off? Can we take him off the screen? Can we get rid of John Fredericks? Thank you.
A man is by measuring his enemies. See, if your enemies are little punks out there, you ain't nothing. I mean, you just look something. But if your enemy is the government of the United States of America, must be something to you. The satanic Jews that control everything and mostly everybody, if they are your enemy, then you must be somebody. And if they have not been able to move you off your square,
no one, even in the name of creativity, should enjoy a large consumer base when they denigrate people based on race and based on sex.
Basketball is black guys' game. Two no-rhythm white guys playing ball is boring.
Congressman, man, they got tattoos and some hardcore hoes. That's a nappy-headed hose there. I'm gonna tell you that now. Man, that's some. Ooh.
I don't know what's in your heart.
I want people.
I'm not gonna call you a name. I'm not gonna call you a bigot. I'm gonna say what you said was racist. I'm going to say what you said was abominable. I'm going to say you should be fired for saying it.
That's fine.
You could be fired and the nicest guy in the world, but you ought to be fired.
White folks was in the cave when we had built empires. We learned to admire them, but they knew to admire us. We built pyramids before Donald Trump ever knew what architecture was. We taught philosophy and astrology and mathematics before Socrates and them Greek homos ever got around.
I'm tired of the magazine. You ain't nothing. You a punk faggot. Now come on, do something.
Reverend Condoleezza Rice, I supported her up until this little outbreak in Israel. She pulled her support from Kid Chris. Do you know Kid Chris?
No.
Well, yeah, I think you did. You had him on last week a couple of times?
Okay, all right, go ahead.
Well, pardon me?
Go ahead.
Go ahead with what?
I mean, with your comment. Go ahead.
Don't argue with me, Al.
I'm not arguing. I said go ahead.
You're going to cut me off now, aren't you, Al? Is that what you're going to do?
Go ahead.
Because I'm white, you're going to cut me off, right?
Oh, okay.
Is that where we're going, Al?
I told you to go ahead.
Stop it, Al. Stop it. Now, give me a break.
You're still on. You're still on. And you're equivocating filibuster. You're still on.
Unequivocated filibuster? That's a big word, Al.
Okay. Thank you for your call. And when you ain't got nothing else to do, call somebody else.
Recently, even after the shenanigans with him and the other
soldiers. That's a lot of crap.
No, look, brother, you had your chance.
That's a lot of crap.
Brother,
and I got
brother,
it.
no,
I got it.
hell no.
I got it.
Oh, hell no.
I got it.
Or whether we have more to go to build a movement of resistance. But resist we much. We must and we will much about that be committed.
So, Roy, get ready for a righteous butt whipping from me. I got it.
Oh, hell no.
I got it. A strength no man could break. I got it.
That plan is a campaign to make America white again. It's a plan that says over 50% of the current legal immigration will be cut back, that many people will be sent out of the country.